Hey, JMC Garage here for another car review. And what do we have before us? The Grand Wagoneer. Well, it's not the Grand Wagoneer, it's just a Jeep Wagoneer S. And you know what the S stands for? Silent. You can't hear anything with this thing. So let's kind of go over this vehicle real quick, and I'm going to tell you some of my issues. And I have some issues with this vehicle. But before we get into the issues, I'm out here at my local Dodge dealership, at my local CDJR dealership. So let's go over a couple things that we got going on with this vehicle. Number one, as you can see, it's finished off in this beautiful dark gray color. We have LED headlights, LED daytime running light that stretches all the way over to here. Turn signals are up here. We got this kind of inverted 7-slot grille, which is so very cool. We have no fog lights on this model, but you got a radar sensor down there. Oh, we do got fog lights. Whoa. Thank you for the point out, son. Awesome. All right, well, let's go ahead and actually just go into the side here. As you can see, that this thing actually has a heat pump, and what you hear in the background, besides traffic and everything else, is a heat pump actually running to provide heat in the vehicle. And I will say this, it works extremely well. Right, because it's like 20 degrees out here. It is super cold. As you can tell, I got my big coat on. Anyway, we got some Falcon Wild Peak tires. I think they're Wild Peaks. Anyway, these are 20-inch rims. In fact, they are... No, these are not the Falcon Wild Peaks. These are the Falcon ZX or Zex or whatever you want to call them. Anyway, the rim size on these are a 20-inch rim. Finish off in this black painted rim there. Anyway, before we get to that, let's go ahead and look around the back here. As you can see, what's kind of confusing, this says 4xe. 4xe in the Jeep world, for me, always meant they're plug-in hybrid models. But this isn't a plug-in hybrid, this is fully electric. I'm not quite sure why Jeep is calling it 4xe, even though it's a fully electric model. I think a different designation ought to be happening. Anyway, as you can see, they got this beautiful wing in the back here, and because of how sloped the glass is, Jeep says you don't need a wiper. So they don't have a rear wiper because of the slope of the glass, and it's supposed to repel water as the rain and the wind comes over. It's supposed to shed water very nicely. Of course, we got, man alive, it is cold out here. LED tail lights here. Let's go ahead and look in the back. Everything LED back here. And then we have charging cable. We have some, look at that storage, and I believe this is a subwoofer for the sound system, which is pretty cool. Beautiful storage back here. It's a little bit compromised because of how raked it is, but I forgot to hit the button. Hey, let's go ahead and look underneath the hood. I can't find the hood release.
It's fine.
Alright, I can't find the hood release on this thing. I thought it would be right there to look underneath in the front. Let's go ahead and look at the window sticker, and then we're going to hop inside, and I'm going to tell you some of my issues that I have with this thing. Maybe somebody in the comments can let me know how to do the hood. Alright, what we have in the window sticker here, this Wagoneer S Launch Edition. Base price for this guy is right at $72,590.
No, that's the total price. The base price is $70,000.
Oh, $70,000. Okay, with some extras, it's $72,590. You can see it's actually made in Mexico. The motors are from the U.S. and the transmissions or the gear reduction drive units are in the U.S. as well. All right, let's go inside. All right, we're inside the Jeep Wagoneer S Launch Edition. This doesn't have the red interior. This had the all black interior, but we do have some like beautiful silver accents in here. One of the things I have to say, let me go over my likes and dislikes, and then I'll go over my issues with the Jeep. But let me go over my likes and dislikes. Number one, I think Jeep knocked it out of the park with this interior. It actually looks and feels very nice, very premium. I don't know if it feels as premium as a $70,000 vehicle, but it's up there. I mean, you got some nice soft material up here. You got some nice genuine stitching right here on the center console here, all up and down, up here on the dash. I mean, this feels all nice and well made, well put together. Of course, we have the Uconnect system. I'm going to get into that here in a little bit, but it feels like Jeep really spent time and effort into this interior. In fact, this actually has a suede, well, it's probably not a real suede, but a faux suede headliner, which is nice. We have this big pano moonroof. So it's actually a very, very nice, I think Jeep really did well with this interior. Number two, one of the highlights I like about this thing is that I think everything's laid out very well in the interior. And what I mean by that is the ergonomics, the way that the screen is, the Uconnect is beautifully implemented in the dash. This right here, the gauge pod, is beautifully implemented into the dash. Oh yeah, I forgot about that. Thank you. We have, of course, we have massaging seats on this launch edition, driver massage, passenger massage. We have climate control settings, and then this right here lifts up, and then you have this little cubby hole right here, and then also the passenger has its own passenger screen. I can't see it from my side, but I believe
barely see it.
My son can see it a little bit. Anyway, so that's kind of a nifty feature. Of course, you know, that's nice, but I believe Jeep has really done their homework, and this interior is just really, it's very impressive. For the money, I would say it's just about almost worth the money they're asking for just in the interior. You do have a heads-up display as well. I'm not a big fan of heads-up displays. I think they're a bit much. They're a bit much, and I don't think they're needed anymore. This is 2025. We don't need heads-up displays anymore. They're kind of stupid. They're kind of redundant, and anyway, that's just me. A lot of people disagree, but that's okay. I just think it's 90s technology that we don't need anymore. All right, here we go. And this also has the rear view camera. Check that out. Of course, I would expect that in as much as big a price vehicle as this is. Again, the heat works really well. This is the heat pump system, and I tell you what, it's absolutely amazing how well this heat works, even though it is only 21 degrees outside. All right, number third like that I have is I like the overall styling of this. What do you think, Josiah?
I think
it's styled really well. I think Jeep, and I know styling is subjective, but I think Jeep did a very well design of how it looks, how it's styled, and I think it has some good lines to it. It looks modern, and I think they did a really good job. And Jeep, from what I understand, is doing a successful launch of the Wagoneer S. There's some other issues we got to go into, but before we do, let's go over into my dislikes. So I have, we'll go over to my dislikes, and then we'll go into the issues that are unfortunately that I have with this vehicle. Number one dislike has to be, as much as I love this interior, and I think the steering wheel is nice and everything else, this right here is cheap. So when you want to, let's say you want to use the cameras, I didn't even touch it, and it's touch capacitive, but this whole panel.
Oh yeah, that is cheap.
It's an interior that is supposed to be 70 grand, but yet this panel looks like it's ripped out of a $35,000 vehicle, if not something cheaper. I don't get this at all. Why this is happening? Why they're doing this?
I don't think even the buttons work.
It doesn't even respond half the time. I don't understand.
I mean, this, I can't even turn this off. This screen.
Yeah, this is
I think you actually broke it.
Yeah, I probably broke it. No bueno for this. Anyway, that's my number one issue. Number two issue is I can't even find the release for the front trunk. I don't even know if it has one. I think it does have one, but it has a small little cubby hole. But I don't even know how to. It must be buried in the screen somewhere. Like, come on, Jeep, give me something. Give me like a manual release or something for the front trunk. Oh, I found it. Oh, there we go. It's actual button. It's not actual like hood pop. Hey, I found it. All right, we'll look into that before we go. Oh, vehicle speed limited. Oh, I wonder if it's limited because I have the front trunk open.
Yeah,
that's okay. Whatever. It's throwing all kinds of warnings at me. It's some of my issues. Before we go with that, okay. Final dislike for the Wagoneer S has to be the Uconnect system. This Uconnect system is, oh, it needs an update so bad. It needs to be based off of maybe Android Auto or something like that. Now, it is wireless Android Auto, is wireless Apple CarPlay, but this system is slow to respond. This whole panel here is garbage.
You broke
it. Yeah, it probably broke it. And it's just, it's very finicky. Very, very finicky. And the Uconnect system is...
Also,
there's a lot better systems out there.
Who uses Alexa anymore? That's a genuine question.
Some people still use Alexa. I mean, we don't use it, but some people do. They like it. Anyway, so I'm not a big fan of the Uconnect system. It's kind of clunky. There's stuff that's buried in hidden menus, and I think this could use an update. They did a good update for the gauge cluster, but this needs to be updated. It's definitely not award-winning anymore. All right, issues that I have with the Grand Wagoneer, or sorry, I want to call it Grand Wagoneer. It's Wagoneer S. Issues that I have. Number one is the price. Now, don't get me wrong, this interior is nice. You got heated and cooled seats and everything else. I mean, this interior, I don't know if it's worth 70 grand, but it's close. Like, I believe they did a good job. And I mean, I would say this interior is probably worth 60 grand, maybe not 70. But the price is a big hurdle. You're trying to get people into electric vehicles, and this is the launch edition. This is the first round. It actually is a 2025.
What's wrong?
No, it's 2024. That's another issue. We're in 2025. This was just dropped off at this dealership last week, and it still says 2024. What is going on there? I don't get it. I don't understand. So, a couple issues. Number one, it's still 2024. Number two, the price is a little much for a Jeep. I think this should be for the way this interior feels, for the way it drives electric. I think the price should be topped out at 60. I think it's 10 grand over what it should be. It should be at 60, if not a little bit under. I think the sweet spot for this would have been 55K. Really, I think this would sell really well if they kept it at 55K. The second issue I have, well, that was actually kind of issues round up into one. The other issue I have is, let me show you. We're gonna have to go outside, son.
Oh gosh. Okay.
We're gonna have to go outside. Back, and I'll share with you some of the other issues. Second issue I have is underneath.
Go.
All right. Other issue I have, we got the front trunk popped. This is all you get for storage. This is another charging cable. This is all you get. This is it. And everything else is all covered. I mean, you got some essentials over here, but this is, I don't know. I think they could have done a better job. They really could have done a better job. And then, from what I understand, you really got to slam this to make that shut. Kind of cheap. All right, let's go back. The next issue I have with this thing has to be with the doors. It's not a regular handle. I mean, you do have a backup handle, but the doors are electric. So they went to the trend of hitting a button to open the door and close the door. It's not even a soft close. So it's not even a soft close. You gotta kind of close it a little bit harder. So they're electric door handles. I'm not a big fan of that. On the outside, you have to hit a little button. It's not an actual door handle that you lift up. Man, there's some serious issues. And then finally, it was in turtle mode. Maybe it's because I had the hood pop. Now it's not in turtle mode anymore, but I have some other warning things going on in the dash here. I don't know. Of course, the tire pressure and the brake is on. For some reason, I don't know if it's telling me my parking brake is on or... Okay, the parking brake was on. Creep turned on. Brake pedal to hold full stop. Anyway, it's just... There's a little bit of a learning curve with this thing, and that's another issue. Oh, battery regeneration levels unavailable.
That's crazy.
I just keep getting warnings. My biggest complaint and issue with the Jeep Wagoneer S, besides the name, is that it feels like it's not fully baked. It feels like it needs to go into the oven more. It's not a fully finished vehicle. Like, we have parts from the Grand Cherokee, parts from the Wagoneer, parts of the electric platform from the Charger, all rolled into one vehicle, and it feels like that nobody talked with each other. Like, oh, that looks good. Let's take the dash out of the Grand Cherokee. Oh, that looks good. Let's take the name off the Wagoneer. Oh, let's borrow the electric motors from the Charger and the platform. Oh, and it's like they all came together in one meeting and said, okay, how can we make this work? And nobody talked with each other. It's just like everything's just thrown together, and then Jeep's like, here you go. Here goes our electric vehicle. It's just like, come on, guys. Now, there are some parts of this that are well executed, but there's a lot of parts, especially for the money, that Jeep could have done a lot better. Stellantis could have done a lot better in. Now, I will say this. This vehicle is better executed than the Charger EV. And if you want a Stellantis electric vehicle, which I don't know why you would, but if you want a Stellantis electric vehicle, if you want an fully electric Jeep, I would get this over the Charger EV any day of the week. But and this dealership hasn't even seen a Charger EV. They've seen these first come out of Mexico versus the Charger EV, which is coming out of Canada. From what I understand, there's no Charger EVs leaving Canada, but that that's neither here nor there. Anyway, so in the realm of electric vehicles, especially in electric SUVs, I believe there are better vehicles out there than this for the money. But if you have to have the Jeep, and if you love the styling, and if you love what Jeep and Stellantis bring to the table, then here you go. And in fact, I rather have this that's on the same platform than the Charger EV. Just saying. All right, well, appreciate you guys. Let me know if you have any comments. Like, subscribe, hit the bell notification. This has been John for JMC Garage, and we will catch you on the next one.